Oh gosh, new Mega Dimensions DLC trailer with a girl that makes donuts so Hoopa can send you to the Mega Dimension. Because donuts are a hoop-shaped food. Also, there's two new Mega Evolutions, Chimecho and Baxcalibur. So, utilizing my years of Pokemon origin study, what are my first impressions of these Pokemon and their potential design origins? It's cool to see Chimecho getting a Mega. After 23 years, Chimecho might finally be useful. But also, I recently finished up a fan region-like project based on Kanto in the year 2096, and in it, we also gave Chimecho a new evolution. Made it a big dragon gong. Gongs work similarly to wind chimes, just are a lot bigger. But now we have an official follow-up to Chimecho, Mega Chimecho. And we got a bunch of smaller wind chimes, which, to be fair, would resonate with each other. Being next to one wind chime is one thing. Being next to several wind chimes is a cacophony. It is sound chaos. It's difficult to focus. And there being so many of them on this one mon would, I imagine, make it difficult to focus on just one too. It's almost like it's double teaming just by being itself. And surely its psychic power is helping with the confusion of it. But speaking of its type, it added the steel type to the mix, likely due to its steel frame. It's always been based on Furin. Glass wind chimes hung around Shinto shrines to help predict disasters, hence the psychic foresight in its design. And now with its big red and white wope ears, turned into baby speak in the middle of that. Well, there's a good reason for that, as you'll see, but those big red and white ropes are the ropes that are used to ring large Suzu bells, the ones hung up in the shrine itself for people to ring to get the attention of kami before praying to them or making a donation to the shrine. Though they're multi-use, as the sound is also said to ward off evil spirits, keeping the shrine a peaceful place. But not just any peaceful place, but a peaceful place that is absolutely doused in the sound of these wind chimes. Look at all these! Hung from the rafters, hung on the corners, hung on the horizontal bars made of wood, bamboo, or even steel. And the shape of that steel frame, along with its rope ears, yeah, do you see it? Do ya? Yeah, Mega Chimecho has joined the likes of Dragonite, Ampharos, Medicham, and more in the Megas that pull elements from their earlier evolutions club. That's just straight up chingling. I love it! And given how important its inspirational sources are to temples and Shintoism, having 6 Chimecho copies, meaning there are 7 Chimechos here, is also quite fitting. Numbers have meaning in many cultures the world over, but in Japan, the number 7 is a number most associated with luck, Buddhist spirituality, and prosperity. The things folks go to ask the kami for help with the most. And now then, Baxcalibur. We've previously gone in depth with the Baxcalibur line. The dude is one half Concavenator and one half Walking Godzilla reference. Gosh, I had to cut out quite a few bits from our video covering them in the YouTube editor after posting it, because while my knowledge of dinosaurs and Pokemon and history and stuff is pretty good, my knowledge of the Godzilla franchise is, let's just say, lacking.
But
what this Mega does is 3 things mainly. It gives it a bit of a helmet, it exemplifies its sword in the stone motif, and it possibly references yet another iconic Godzilla moment. You see, at the end of the 2002 Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla movie, Mechagodzilla has an absolute zero cannon, basically an insane freeze ray. And after some fighting, spoiler warning, I guess, Mechagodzilla's final move is to charge up this freeze cannon and tackle Godzilla to freeze blast him point blank in the chest, which not only hurts, I'd imagine, but also freezes a huge vertical chunk of the ocean, not unlike Mega Baxcalibur's huge icy sword out its back. But as a subtle detail, while Godzilla survives the attack, it did leave a huge messy scar spread across its chest, perhaps akin to what happens to Baxcalibur's chest ice when it mega evolves, going from nice organized scales to a scarry, smattery, icy mess. And given Godzilla's scars here. Did the Absolute Zero Cannon shoot through Godzilla to create that? And create the big blast out its back? Meaning for a few seconds, Godzilla had what is essentially a sword of solid ice through his chest? So that's potentially cool, and I hope I don't have to cut that bit out of this video later. According to the Pokemon website, Mega Baxcalibur now generates more ice energy, and the massive blade on its back has grown larger still. Baxcalibur can use the blade's sheer weight to cleave practically anything in half or smash it to bits. So it really went from a big fantasy sword to a really big fantasy sword, like Cloud or Guts. But in real life, really big swords like the Claymore, the Zweihander, or the Zonmadao are all horse butchering swords. They function similarly. They are all so huge and heavy to lift that they are difficult to really maneuver. There's no way to really be agile or deft with them, but that's not the point of them. The point is their overwhelming size and weight helping to build their momentum as they swing around, and particularly down with the help of gravity, using the blade's sheer weight to cleave practically anything in half or smash it to bits. Kind of perfect that descriptor applies to these swords, even though that's the official descriptor of Mega Baxcalibur. Also, I do like how the hilt of the sword is coming out of Baxcalibur's, gut area now. It's just the Excalibur sword into stone idea finally being fully realized, because before, you'd have to grab hold of the blade to pull it out. Lastly, its new helmet is interesting, or rather, how its jaw is now bigger and extends around to the back of its head, which IMO could be referring to one of 3 real helmets. First, Salet or Saleh helmets from Western Europe in the 15th century. Notice the big swoop in the back to protect the neck. That's also the perfectly right time period for heavy sword use. The second possibility, admittedly the stretchiest of the 3, Adrian helmets. The helmets worn by French soldiers in World War I and World War II. Smaller brim in the front, much bigger brim on the back. And also they got that little cresty spine on the back like a Spinosaurus or Concavenator. But also, interestingly, when it comes to overhead blasts, Adrian helmets, despite being over a century old, are better at protecting against them than our modern advanced combat helmets used by the US military today. Though, of course, they aren't as bulletproof, which is a bit more important these days, but given that Baxcalibur turns around and flips upside down when it attacks, that blast protection would be helpful, just in case it or something. Plus, Adrian helmets are strapped down right across the jaw. Hence, maybe it's bigger jaw spikes. But helmet possibility 3 is just the Kabuto helmet again. Samurai helmets with their back of the neck protection. Japan loves them, Pokemon is Japanese, easy. But in particular, how about the helmet worn by Sakakibara Yasumasa, a daimyo who served the Tokugawa clan? Look at it. Just look at it. Samurai with the most authority often had fancy decor on their helmets. But this is kinda just silly. It's such a huge sword, in the exact same shape as Mega Baxcalibur's. Well, I believe that is all for now, but for the samurai roots of Mega Drampa, check out this video next. Or how about Mega Chandelure? There is more to it than just a 2-tiered chandelier. Duh. Never stop using your noggin.